Hi y'all, I'm going to be showing you guys my go-to makeup lately, and this is just so perfect on everybody. It's just like a nice, sultry, easy glam. So let's just hop right in. Starting with my usual primers and the e.l.f. Halo Glow filter. I'm going to list everything down below with shade names and everything in case you are curious about any individual product. And then I'm using the Revolution Feel Good Skin foundation on a beauty blender and just blending that all in. This is really full coverage and really smooth and super glowy, and I love the way that this lasts on the skin. The Feel Good Skin Foundation is so slept on. I love it so much. I think I did a full review on it a while back. If I haven't, I need to because it needs its own shout out. It is so freaking good. So after I get that all blended in, I'm going to put the Melanie Pink Under Eye Corrector under the eye with my lightest concealer, which is the Wet n Wild Incognito concealer. Again, I'll put the shade names down below in case you are close in shade to me so that you can know like exactly what I'm using. And I want a really, really bright under eye, going for that classic 2016 makeup triangle. And then I'm going to use my Dibs my Dibs Desert Duo, I think this is called, in the shade 2. Gonna bronze up the whole face, the jawline, forehead, all the usual suspects on the cheekbones as well, and on the nose, and just let that concealer kind of sit. This helps to keep the coverage a lot more than blending it out right away. So I'm just gonna blend out that contour and then blend out the concealer, kind of make sure. I also like to do my concealer after as well because I tend to get a little bit bronzer happy and I end up like with way too much. So I like to have the concealer there afterwards to kind of clean things up if necessary, and it also just makes for a really seamless blend. I am going to try to keep the concealer kind of exactly where I placed it and not blend it out too much. That might just be for my face shape. I just really like to keep this brightness right under my eye and right in the center of the face. Otherwise, I feel like I get really, really washed out. So once that's nice and blended out, I'm going to be taking the blush shade from that Dibs Desert Duo stick and start blending that basically on top of my cheekbones. I like a lot of blush and I like it pretty high. I take it onto the temples, and I'm also really into this pink under eye. And this is just like the fastest, easiest way that I've been doing it, which is just blending that blush right under the eye. And then I take a little bit of that super light concealer that I used earlier and mix it pretty much half and half with the Pinky Promise liquid blush from e.l.f. And then I just plop it on there with my finger and go back in with my beauty sponge and blend right over that blush and concealer area, and just look how much more blended it is right away. This is seriously the fastest, easiest way to get that nice pink under eye, and it's pretty subtle, but it's enough for me to where like I can notice it, and I feel like people just compliment me and they're not really sure like why my makeup looks so different and good, but I'm like, oh yeah, I know it's that pink under eye. Like I really just feel like that pink really agrees with me. Of course, I'm just going to bake under the eye with the pink Morphe brightening powder, and while that is setting and I leave the rest of my face to just kind of air dry, I find that that helps to keep my coverage really well, and it helps to not look cakey. If you let your cream pot products dry on the rest of your face before setting with powder, you will not look cakey. It is amazing. So then I'm going in with the Natasha Donna Glam Face Palette in the lightest shade. I'm starting with the lightest brown in there and putting that all over the crease. I even blend that down onto the nose, and then going for that medium brown shade and kind of going just on the outer corner, kind of in that outer V, and also taking a little bit into the crease as well, and then taking the brightest champagne shimmery color on the inner half of my lid basically, and I'm gonna pop a little bit of that gold shimmer right on the middle of my lid as well, just for an extra little pop. After that, I'm going to take a really small brush and the Essence 15-Hour Foundation. I'm taking this in a lighter shade. This is a powder foundation, a lighter shade than I would use on the rest of my face, and I'm putting it right on this inner pocket of my eye. This, for me specifically, is just because I can tend to get really, really dark in there. I have deep set eyes and very blue and pink dark circles, and I love to make sure that this inner socket right here is very, very bright, very full coverage, covered up, no blue peeking through. That is why I like to do that. And then I'm taking the shade 5, which just matches my actual skin tone and isn't a brightening shade, and I go and set the rest of my face and dust away the bake. This just helps everything look so good and so flawless and last forever. You guys know, if you've watched me for a while, I set my face and I forget about it. I do not touch my face for the rest of the day. That's how I like it. It's going to look like this all day for 8 to 12 hours. So, and I don't touch it up at all. And I get that. I achieve that by, first of all, getting great products. I obviously love all the products individually, but layering them well and just doing light layers of everything helps it all to last super well throughout the day. And it doesn't look cakey as long as you're using light layers of everything. So now I'm using the Jaclyn Hill bronzer and blush duo. I know that she's discontinued. Hopefully you can still find some of her stuff in Marshall's. I really hope, because it's so good. But just use your favorite bronzer and blush. I have so many recommendations. I could do a full video on it, but today I'm just going to use the bronzer and blush to basically reinforce everything I already did, blend everything seamlessly. I'm also going to use the highlighter shade from the Natasha Donna Glam Face palette. It's a powder highlight and a cream blush in that palette. So I didn't use the cream blush today, but the highlight's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to use that highlight, and then you'll actually see I just happen to like a lot of blush. Like, as you can see right now, you can see the blush, even though I set my face and I put powder foundation and everything. You could honestly leave it just like this if you don't like a ton of blush, and you got that nice pink bright under eye, a nice blush on the face. But I'm just a blush lover. So after I put on this highlight, I'm going to tap back over with the blush again from that Jaclyn Hill duo, just mostly on the outer parts of my face with the most concentration of the product, kind of out towards the temple right here and the back of the cheekbone. And then once I have like barely any product left on my brush, I do a little sweeperoonie under the eye just to make sure everything's blended, but it's mostly towards the back of the face. I'm just a blush lover, and I feel like it enhances the contours of my face, and it just is, I just like it, okay? After that, we're going to be moving back onto the eyes. I'm just taking that medium brown shade and smoking out the lower lash line. This look isn't really too smoky. It's kind of a light, soft, sultry smoke situation. I did something really similar on my wedding day, and I also feel like it's a really good wedding guest makeup, and it's just really good glam makeup in general. I'm taking the face highlight and I'm going to highlight my inner corner tear duct area and the brow bone as well here. And back to what I was saying, I just really feel like this is a nice medium glam. Like, it's nothing too smoky, sexy, dark, but it's also not light or natural. It's that perfect in between, and I also feel like it just looks good on everybody, but maybe that's just me. Then I'm just going to set my face with the Morphe setting spray really well, trying to avoid the eyes as much as possible just because I don't want them to crease. I do have deep set, slightly hooded eyes, so I don't want anything creasing. And then I'm going to go in with the darkest shade in this Natasha Donna palette, the very dark chocolatey brown. And I'm going to line my lash line, my upper lash line, with that color and just do the teensiest, tiniest little wing. And I'm not even going to wing it out. I'm basically taking it into a V shape on the outer corner. Wings tend to, at least in my opinion on me, they don't look very good, but I do like that outer corner to be deep. I just take it into a V shape rather than a winged shape. I just feel like that looks a lot better on my deep set, more round eyes. Then for the lip combo, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. times Jennifer Coolidge. I still have yet to find a dupe, especially for the liner, the lip liner. They really just need to re-release this so that I can buy it in bulk. I cannot find a dupe. If you guys have found anything similar, let me know down below. This is just like the perfect cool tone brown lip liner for pale girls, and I just cannot seem to find a dupe. So I'm going to line the lips, of course, fill in with some lipstick and put everything together with the lip gloss. I also at some point here filled in my brows, and I'm also going to throw on some lashes. And oh my gosh, you guys, these are my new favorite lashes that I'm about to put on. I'm obsessed with them. I used to be a ride or die for the Ardell Naked Lashes in the style 420, and I still love those. But I love those more when I'm doing a really, really smoky look where like my lid is dark. These lashes that I'm about to put on are the Ardell Naked Lashes in the style 424. Oh my gosh, they're so perfect. If you have hooded eyes or deep set eyes like I do, and a lot of your lid space goes away when you open your eye, you will love these lashes because you'll see these are kind of cat eye, but they're small. Like they're not going to take up your whole lid space and cover up all that eyeshadow work that you just did. Like look at that. You can still see that shimmery eyeshadow when I have my eyes open looking forward, and the eyelashes are really, really full and wispy and cool on the outside. They're so perfect, and I didn't have to trim them at all. They perfectly fit, which is just a huge plus. Now, unfortunately for me, I completely forgot to take any after videos like I normally do out in the daylight, so this will just have to do. This is the final look. I'll also pop up a picture, and you can also follow me on Instagram if you want to see some Instagram pics and videos. But yeah, that is my go-to glam lately. I hope you guys like it. I'll list everything down below in the description bar, like I said, along with my other YouTube channel, my Instagram, and my TikTok if you want to follow me everywhere. And I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye!